What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Universal Mastery, welcome back to my channel. What I do here is I break down the occult sciences and I break them down to a very practical level so that you can use them and apply them in your day-to-day life and get real results with the things that I'm speaking about just by applying your awareness and observation to it, okay? So without further ado, let me just give you some information of who I am if you are new to my channel. My name is Jermain Schwartz. I am a professional occultist. I'm fully initiated in the entire Kabbalistic tree. I'm studying when it comes to the 22 archetypal paths on that tree as well, in regards to the major arcana of the tarot. And I'm also studying when it comes to planetary energies connected to astrology. Okay, this is just to let you know who you're getting this information from, which is important. All right, so what is the topic of today's video? So I want to talk about this, okay? I want to talk about this. We are going to be talking about vampirism that is taking place within the Christian religion. And the reason why I'm going to be talking about this is because I know there are a lot of people that get very confused in regards to, they hear the word vampirism, they hear the word vampire, and then they suddenly start thinking of Hollywood concepts. They suddenly start thinking evil, evil, evil. That's the devil. That's Satan. And whatever else they think. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to open your mind to vampirism to a degree where you can see how it is commonly used and you don't even know about it. It's right in front of your face. Once again, vampirism is an energetic structure. It simply means to receive, to consume, to pull in. That's what a vampire does. So we're talking about energies. We're not talking about being necessarily physical vampires, like I'm gonna come up to you and bite you and suck your blood. We're talking about energetically. I'm gonna take energy from you to increase my power and evolutionary power, only if you're chaotic and you don't know what to do with your own energy. Okay? So if you want to know a little bit more about what I'm talking about and you want to see specifically how vampirism is being used in Christianity, a lot of people are going to be a little bit shocked about this, then stay tuned for this video. Okay, so let's jump right in. So where is vampirism being used in Christianity? Let's start here. Okay, so once again, a lot of you have heard me talk about vampirism. A lot of you have heard me talk about specifically, we are moving into the age of the vampire, meaning this is a time where you are going to have to become a vampire, energetically speaking, to thrive in this new age, this new multiverse that we are moving into as a mass collective. Okay, I could give a shit if you think I'm telling the truth or not, if you believe me or not. Obviously, if you're interested, look into my videos, study it a little bit more so that you can have a deeper understanding. But if you want to deny it, if you want to resist it, please do, because part of being a vampire is we feed off of chaos. Once again, I've spoke about it many times. That's just what I'm trying to bring to the forefront of the video for those of you that don't know. So this concept of vampirism, although there may be some people that think, oh, you know, Jeremiah is one of the only people I know that really talks about vampirism and being able to consume energy and stuff like that. As much as I would like to accept all of that acknowledgement and all of that attention for that, the reality is, you know, vampirism has been going on for millennia. This concept of being able to consume energy in other living beings or in beings that aren't necessarily living to aid in your own energetic development, this concept has been used for millennia. But specifically, it is when you are in a Kali Yuga is when vampirism or the vampires rule the world. Okay? Now, once again, I have an entire video that talks about the new age that we're moving into. I have plenty of videos that talk about vampires and what it means to have a vampiric energy body and things of that nature. So, going back to the topic of how the vampire is seen right in front of all of our faces and has been seen many times over, just one small example is in Christianity. Whenever they do the Mass, what are they consuming from Christ? What is the ritual that's being consumed? Okay, so most churches you go to, when it is Mass, if you've ever been a Christian or if you've ever gone to church and you've been a part of Mass, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those of you that haven't, this is a ritual that is done for most churches. I believe it is on Sundays. Once a month, they do something called a Mass. And in a nutshell, what that is you are consuming the what? Consuming the what? The blood of Christ and his flesh. Okay, so that is symbolized in the church as oftentimes cranberry juice or sometimes wine for the blood, and then a piece of bread as the flesh. And the idea behind the ritual is to basically take in the energy of Jesus, okay? And in a nutshell, that is vampirism. I mean, think about it. You are drinking the blood and eating the flesh of Christ. You are consuming it, ritualistically linking that cranberry juice and that bread to Christ. That is vampiric in nature. That is a ritual of vampirism, okay? So, for everyone that thinks it is an extremely far stretch to start talking about vampire technology, you are deluded and you are fooling yourself, okay? But please, don't believe me, okay? Because this is just one small area where you can see vampirism has been placed within one of the major religions that we see in the world today. But can you imagine going to a church and telling the pastor that you are all vampires and you are performing a vampiric act on Christ? They're going to tell you, they're going to freak out. They're going to think that immediately what they're going to think is they're going to think Hollywood vampires, and then they're going to think evil. And then they're going to deny it. Their immediate response is going to be, no, that's a sin, that's wrong, blah, blah, whatever the case is. But that is vampiric in nature. That is a vampiric ritual. That is consuming. Now, obviously, when we're talking about this example with consuming the blood and the flesh of Christ, what are they doing? They're taking on the energy of Christ. And if you've watched my YouTube channel, there is a occult ritual called the Good Shepherd, which is basically the sacrifice, the person who gets crucified on the cross, and they lose everything good, and all the good uplines to the people that are controlling the world, are ruling the multiverse. So when it comes to the vampiric aspect that is embedded within Christianity en masse, they are consuming what? The Good Shepherd. Christ was sacrificed on the cross, okay? So they're consuming the Good Shepherd energy. So it is making it more likely that people that are partaking in Mass can eventually, throughout their time on this planet, can eventually step into the proper alignment of becoming the Good Shepherd, losing everything good and feeding the people that are controlling the multiverse, creating the Good Shepherds. Okay? Once again, I've talked about Good Shepherd technology on my YouTube channel, and I will dedicate even more videos going into depth of exactly how that technology functions, because I mean it is so profound, and it is one of the main technologies that the Elohim and the inner Illuminatis, the real inner elites, have been using for a very long time until the multiverse has been taken over. But yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. Very fascinating stuff. I just wanted to give some food for thought. I wanted to draw people's awareness to the reality of being vampiric and having a vampiric energy body, and how it is literally thrown right in front of your face, and most of you had no idea. I mean, I used to do Mass. Back when I was a Christian, when I was raised that way and I would go to Mass, I didn't even think twice that I was doing something vampiric. And obviously, when you get into the deeper levels of the occult field, vampirism is brought up. Okay, you will definitely, if you are actually taking your occult study seriously, you will come across vampirism, and you will come across the idea and the energetic awareness of being a vampire. So once again, that is a great example of how vampiric technology was installed within that religion to help people become the Good Shepherd by consuming the energy of Christ, the Good Shepherd. Now imagine what that technology of being the vampire can do if you're approaching it with a different perspective of gaining ultimate power, being able to consume chaos, being able to consume interdimensional forces, being able to consume dark matter energy beings, being able to consume anything. Literally anything that is based on chaos and that doesn't have an evolutionary perspective for how, this planet needs to evolve, how the human species needs to evolve. Imagine being able to consume anything like that and then turn it into your power. But obviously, in that process, you have to be ruthless because there will be psychic damage done to people, and you got to be okay with that. But that's why it's not for everybody. But if you want to get the most out of this new age we're moving into, I'm just providing the awareness. I'm providing the path that you're going to need to take. Okay? So that's what I'm going to say about that. And once again, to get the vampire service and become a vampire, that is my top tier on my Patreon. So that would be tier 4 of my Patreon, where I do all the dirty work for you and I turn you into a vampire. But then obviously you're going to have to go through the process of integrating that energy, which is not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy. But once you've successfully done it, you're going to have the power of a vampire. Okay? And you're going to thrive in the future. Okay? And that is my most popular tier on my Patreon tier. Okay? And the Patreon is the first link in the description. So that's what I want to say. Honestly, this was a very short video. I'm just going to leave it there. So definitely, take in that content, look into it a little bit more. Look into the Patreon. Patreon's going to be the first link in the description. Go ahead, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit the notification bell. I post videos as often as I can. You definitely don't want to miss out. Hit the subscribe button because I love to see my subscribers shoot through the roof. As I said, the Patreon is the first link in the description. Huge shout out to all of the Patreon members. You are all highly appreciated. Then the second link below is where you can book your own tarot card reading with me, where I can literally pinpoint exactly where you are on that Kabbalistic tree in regards to your own evolutionary journey, how you are developing and where your spirit is traveling. I can give you pinpointed awareness on where you are. Very valuable information. That's the second link below. And then the third link is where you can become a YouTube member. Okay, you're going to gain access as a YouTube member to the Psychic Warfare program, which is an extremely valuable program if you are looking to cause damage to your enemies using an extremely simple sequence of emojis that I've personally designed to be used in that psychic way. Then obviously become a YouTube member. Okay, very simple. I have an entire YouTube video that goes into depth on explaining how that system works. It's called, in parentheses, YouTube members followed by Psychic Warfare program. So go ahead and look into that if you're interested. Okay. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this was a short video. I just want to wrap it up here. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day or night wherever you are. Later.